Hello, my name is Mayank Sinha. I'm the CEO and founder of Maya Varta. So, as the name suggests, Maya Varta comes from Hindu mythology. Maya means illusion, means space. So, following the philosophy, we have began with the startup of ours, which is based on augmented reality. I'll give you a brief story of mine as an architect. So, well, I'm not an architect who builds your dream house or something. Well, I'm the one who brings your whole house in your phone first, and before even the foundation is being poured. So, technically, I've been like all those sleep deprivation, serial backlogs. That has been one of the foundational, stepping stone to what we are doing right now. I mean, architecture, I always believe there's a chaos management, nothing else. Each startup also seems to be like the same manner only. I mean, this is also chaos management. This also we have to play multiple role. I mean, right from bringing the concept onto the on the paper from the sheet to blueprint, and then to actually seeing the embodiment of it happening. See with us, but yeah, I mean, typically different than what we have been always been taught in the architectural school. It's not traditional in manner, but yeah, we have been survival manner.
Yeah, I think for a startup, you have to like play all the roles similar to architecture school, wherein you just have your teacher, which is your client, and you are the whole team.
I'll give you a better spoiler on this. So basically, we are more accustomed to architectural juries. Turns out those juries is a preparation for you to sit in front of all those investment pitch, sales pitch, because at the end of the day, it's only about defending your life work in front of those stone-faced critics. So both in it's the same case anyway. So yeah, I mean,
Glad that we had 5 years to prepare for it.
actually, it took me a bit more than that, to be very honest. But the backlogs, I mean, that's not a it's a bread and butter of architecture student. So it a bit more than 5 years. But yeah, during that portion of time, I was able to get into multiple courses, especially BIM. Then doing my batch. I mean, just by the end of my bachelor's, I was also more focused on to augmented reality and virtual reality as well. So that's how it actually wanted to develop my skills from BIM to AR VR. And by the time I also joined my MBA, which was on project management, construction on project management. So as a whole, I wanted to have a sum up of everything so that I can apply. Like most of us want to apply in that Neom city and that one lens city, which is in Saudi Arabia, do sort of a project. It's huge scale. It's too amazing to call about, but yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, something not a eureka moment, but yeah, something popped out, and I thought, why just to concentrate myself on architecture? Because at the end of you're more of a designer than just being an architect, and the better part is that I mean, before the building actually comes onto the ground, we have like, we are a pro visualizer. So before things to the ground, we already have that sort of thinking ideology in which we have textures, structures, I mean, all the connections, appliances, be it a swipe or anything. All of these are already built in our head. So augmented reality is just a layer to clarify that imagination of yours onto the ground before things actually start to begin with. I mean, before the financials actually come into the. So, yeah, I mean,
Cool. Yeah, cool. So we will get to all of that like in detail, step by step. But first thing that I want to ask you is, how did you get into architecture school? And what is like your general summarization of your uh, journey throughout the school? And then we'll get into what you did later.
sure. So, I mean, it's a very mundane excuse for you to give to your parents that why you don't want to do engineering and why not IIT. So I think the best way to dodge that question was I can create your dream house for free. I mean, at the end of the day, I was actually much involved into sketchings and like I used to love sketching. During my school times, also my back of the pages were mostly scribbled with all these extraterrestrial domains that I wanted to create.
Awesome.
So yeah, I mean that led to one from one thing to another. And at the end of the day, architecture was a blend of art and logic and maths and science, anyways. So I found this domain to be perfect for me to actually explore after my boards. So
Okay,
any
that is pretty honest. Like I think 50% of us have the same reasoning. Even I have the same reasoning. Fair cotton.
have this mundane reason only because they wanted paper two or I think JE two.
जेई दे दिया तो अभी engineers बन
Yeah. I mean, we used to have NATA banking, so I mean, I cleared that, and I thought, ठीक है, देख सकते हैं क्या चीजें हैं नहीं हैं, and well, and I passed out from Ayodhya School of Architecture. That is basically Baby. So, I mean, when it comes to the college life, I won't say that it was very pleasant and very well versed, at least for me. But yeah, during that portion of time, I had real life learnings. I was able to do freelancing gigs way before people actually started doing it through selling my sketch works, artworks. I used to do exhibitions as well. So yeah, I was not pretty much involved with the college initially, but yeah, later on to when COVID actually hit, in on the world. So I actually hit the play button. So in that portion of 1 year, I was able to clear all the backlogs that I had while working on my thesis and while doing my internship. So yeah, I'm
Okay.
pretty much doing multiple things at the moment. Also showed the kind of resilience that can be picked up from being an architectural student. Like you have to do more, you have to do conceptual sketchings, you have to do shad. Then I'm not a SketchUp pro. I'm a Revit pro from very beginning. Yeah, even for me, it was to actually have a detailed schedule with sheets and everything. So yeah, I mean, during the course of the process, I actually learned how to manage multiple things at a moment. And I think that
Yeah.
is required in a startup as
Yeah. Cool. So this is your architectural school. Then you said you got in early, very early on, you got into internships, courses, which eventually led you to a master's course that was a bit more well versed into your skills. So, what was master's like, and would you recommend it for people? Like, was it worth it? They give you some special set
well.
of skills.
I'll give you an idea about it. See, well, I'm not a career counselor, so it's just a suggestion or something that we can pick up. So, well, BIM, I realized is a adult Minecraft. I mean, the Minecraft, to be very honest.
Very interesting.
I mean, whereas Minecraft, you just want, like, irrespective of the knowledge you have of being an architecture philosophy or anything, you just create, like, keep on creating things, right? So, I realized that everything that we are doing is still on the system. I mean, that can't be comprehended by the clients or whatsoever also order you want to meet. And in order to actually see what's the ground reality of things that we are doing, to be very honest, even in our architectural colleges, we know all the mortar, bricks, and all these laid foundations and everything, but that is completely theoretically feeded in our head. But in on ground reality, if you even talk to these workers, then the language and the you say the communication that you have to maintain with them, that's the kind of ground reality which actually hits you hard just after you come out of giving a thesis which is completely landed about like you are creating something on Mars, and now just after your college you can't even build a toilet. So I think that harsh reality that you all of a sudden see. So construction management was more of the structure where I wanted to explore the part with project management and being a project coordinator, because by the time I was passed out, I was already working as a BIM architect. So yes, okay, you will have a better positioning to rank. I mean, to have a better positioning onto the professional scale. Yeah, I wanted a degree. I mean, didn't want to do MArch because I mean, Mark is no doubt very great opportunity to go on good. But yeah, I mean, management is again the actual ground reality that we work upon. It's not theoretical.
Do you think you subconsciously already had a business or a startup zest to you?
No. I'll be very honest with this. I've never had that sort of emotions for management and startup. It will
Okay.
just, I mean, during the flow of time, it came, it hit, and I realized, like, yeah, I mean, anyways, if it was 10 years back, this entrepreneurship, startup games, these would have been not something that everyone would have picked up. But right now, because of the support from the government and everything, every kind of thing that is happening around us, I mean,
It's an encouraging environment.
it's an encouraging environment as well. And secondly, at the end of the day, when your dream is to actually build your own architectural firm, which also somehow requires the same management stay. You have to manage employees, you have to manage the project, you have to manage the clients.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, the tonality of the profession is different. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, the process remains same. I mean, the basic workflow remains the same.
Remains the same. Yeah.
I mean, startup was not something I had in mind, but yeah, during the flow of my process, it actually came.
Cool. So, okay, we're done with masters. Now you you've practiced architecture for a couple of years. So, was that like your gateway to eventually like integrating a new evolved technology AR VR into your practice and like creating a hybrid, or was it like like the most conventional story that people generally find practicing to be a little bit more taxing for architects, and then you thought, "Ki, let's just work on this side of things."
So I'll tell you about it. After my fifth year, I was in like I was pretty much good with LinkedIn connections. So I had a project in Hyderabad that was with a builder. I forgot the name. So I was designing. I was doing the floor plans and everything for his apartment. So simultaneously at that point of time, my AR/VR course was also was something I was also learning. So even they had their projects. I mean, I thought, like, why do I need to create a extra 3D for that? Like, let me take both of them simultaneously. So while working on this project, I was also using that project as my AR/VR project. Like, the course got ended, and I already had a model built up. So I just sent this to that builder of mine, and I mean, you can't say it's a eureka moment, but that was the kind of a moment which was a proud moment for me, because when I sent this to him, it was a free gift away. Like, if you want your customers to have a I mean, yes, yeah, please, because from the ease and comfort of their own zone. So yeah, you can do that. So within a month, he booked 4 clients just because of that project of mine. And then I later regretted, like, I should have charged it, because the flat that he sold twice here and within of the commission. I mean, this is something which is anyways enhancing, I mean, relieving you from creating a sample flat way before the time and then delivering. Yes, and the customer also has the exhaustion of coming to the place, viewing around, and then negotiating on the price. Like, I technically screwed out that 60% of the problem for both seller and the customer. I could have in some that. That was the moment when I realized, like, Yeah, there's a set domain, especially because of COVID. People actually, there was a boom just because of COVID. There was a boom in the whole IoT space. I mean, the whole internet. So, virtual reality and augmented reality has been in existence for 10 years now, but it wasn't much more pushed. But right now, just after COVID, there were many firms who started to switch on to getting augmented reality and virtual reality into their zone. So yeah, I thought like, yeah, this is something that can be replicated in a better manner. I mean, we have a market gap. So basically, this is what we call in startup, which is known as to identify a market,
There are market.
identify a problem, you have a solution to it. So you drive out, a product or a service for that. And if it's well having, if it receives a well traction, it actually solves some problem for even a number of people. I mean, that's a first win-win situation that you'll get. Because to be very honest, it was also a bit relieving for me that I don't have to do the floor planning and then the 3D modeling, then doing want to be installations and everything, then calling the builders, getting things, work with the contractor. It is a hassle. So I thought like, let me just do the final end product. Let the customer get the visualization power of, let's say, if they don't like the color of a wall. So it's just like a game. As I said, it's Minecraft. So you can just use their phone, like they can roam around and they can just change things, change color as per their awesome. I mean, that also brings a sense of, you can say, customer experience. I mean, a enhanced customer experience, which has been lacking in at least in our profession, because we have this notion of the customer asks for revision every alternate days. That every day they have one alternators. So in order to skip that thing as well, give them a game. So they can play, they can like design their own files, give the timeline. I mean, we should be, I mean, I suppose that even for a client, they need to understand what kind of uh, pain point is inflicted on an architect or his team, why they're having your dreams, why having a conversation with you, and things actually get lost. I mean, from what you have started to what we have reached to, I mean, during that course of time, even sometimes things actually get lost. And if you've heard this thing, व्यवहार से ही व्यापार है. So in order to have a व्यापार, you need to have that व्यवहार. And ठीक है, आप कोई गेम ही को देना है तो दे दो लोगों को और वो लोग खेलेंगे अपना आराम से.
That's interesting. I think that that will work because especially with houses, people generally want to take ownership and have all the final decisions. And generally, they don't even hire designers because there is a lot of fun and excitement to designing.
Yeah, I mean, okay, because it's a dream house. If you can understand the fact that it's uh, amount that a man or a woman has been storing to live into their dream house. So if it's not as per the occupation or as per their ask, I mean, that's the first failure of us as an architect, that we are unable to provide what we actually aspired for, at least for five years. No sleep, nothing, and yet you are unable to provide that. So I think that's a lost game.
Cool. Okay. So we're now we've started with the venture. So I want to know a little bit more about what you're doing, and can you just walk us through it so that our viewers also are well versed with what exactly is Mayavart? Yeah.
So as I started off in production, so I'll just go on a little bit. So the name is Maya Varta. That also comes from my name. If you read, it's Mayank. So the Maya comes from me, and I had a fascination with mythology, Hindu mythology especially. Uh, we are more accustomed to know about Corbusier, Frank Lloyd Wright, and Zaha Hadid. But my inspiration was a bit different. It was basically taking from Hindu mythology. That was Vishnu Karma and Maya. So I don't know if you guys know about them. So there was this small story. I'll just give you an anecdote on this. There was this small story which led to Mahabharata, which was basically, if you know, Delhi was also named as Indraprasth. So there was this amazing architects of demons who was Mayasur, who created that Mayavi Mahal, in which the floor was water and water was clean, and on which Duryodhan actually fall, and Draupadi said, "Andeka beta anda," which led to the whole war eventually. So yeah, I mean, from taking things from those kind of anecdote, I thought, I mean, Maya is something that is, even it's non-tangible. Like you can't see it, you can't touch it, you can't feel it, but it exists. So what is something that is very close to current scenario, in current vibe, what is something that is very close to that format? In that, there comes extended reality. So extended reality is basically an extension of reality that the original reality that we live in. So in the form of digital world. So you are blending digital world with physical world to produce something which which anyway inherently is related to each other. So for example, if I say you see n number of billboards around the city, there are ads and everything happening in it. So they are technically the mobile numbers. At the end of the day, it's a I mean, there's a digital step that you have to anyways take after watching those things, right? So, I mean, I thought, why not to lace it both of the things? So basically, his concept is known as phygital experience. So, as the name says, it's a blended version of physical and digital. So that is what augmented reality and virtual reality is. So what you see is on the real ground, but there is a digitization also blended with it. So okay, later to the fact, we started off as India's first augmented reality fashion brand. My co-founder is a fashion designer who's a brilliant in what she do. She's a UI UX designer as well.
Oh,
So
cool.
we took this, we took this idea front forward, and later to realize the fact that India is still not ready for, at least for AR, augmented reality fashion. So we pivoted. We pivoted to solving a problem which is of $200 billion annually. Because just because of poor product visualization by customer, there's a loss of $1 billion which incurs around the world, which is huge.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah.
Apart from that, since ages now, we have been sticking to the stale, stagnant ad structure. It's just a video or an image. And we,
Yeah.
as a customer, we never had an experience of engaging and interacting with those ads. So I'll just give you a basic idea about it from my website. That would be easier for you to actually capture. So
Yeah.
this particular kind of products, like if you see the jewelry I was talking about, so before even buying the product, Ishika is always displaying things to her customer. Like, see, look at how you're gonna look. You can share it with your friends. So we are easing down the whole process of sales for that e-commerce brand by 40%, that yes, the customer is actually willing to buy the product. And it's just not with e-commerce. We have multiple domain cross industries. We have problems that are to be taken care of. So, for example, if you see for the real estate, we ignore it towards the map and the blueprint. But I can literally extrude out the whole project of yours right through that piece of paper. It was great. I mean, if you remember back in thesis, I'm not sure about you, but how much did you actually spend on creating that thesis model of yours?
I spent about 1 to 2 weeks. Like that was just for the final chunk. Like other times of stages is not included.
So technically, if you see the typical investment that we gave into that model was your time, your money, Feviquick on your fingers or scratch on your and outs on you from the cutter. So all of these things make no sense because after the end of that jury, I think you passed out last year, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, I did.
What currently is the state of that model of yours? Is that a
I think it's like in some storeroom. Like I can't use it. No.
Yeah, that's the whole problem that I'm talking about. I mean, it is something that I'll also recommend to colleges as well. Like, I mean, instead of asking the students to invest so much on these physical model, anyways, we are not in like 50 years old era where you are not supposed to take out your phone or tabs or anything. You can have your maps and everything. I mean, you can have your blueprints right in front of the on the table and project the whole project instead of spending a single jiffy in anyways in architectural field. People don't realize, even if our fees is not that great, the kind of fees we pay on stationery is so, I mean, so devastatingly heavy that it is twice or thrice the fee structure that we have paid models, right? So you can cut that cost in any ways. Whatsoever you're gonna design, you will take it on to SketchUp, 3ds Max, or whatsoever is your
Yeah.
choice of 3D modeling. And at the end of the day, only you will just take out a image render. I mean, why do you need to create, if the whole purpose of creating that SketchUp file was just for a 3D render? I mean, your sketch is way better, way easier and way convenient process. I mean, display than doing that whole thing. If you want to have whole 3D, you created an experience, you created a whole structure. I mean, if you are unable to showcase that to the juror or your, the faculty, I think there's a loss of. I mean, it's a huge loss, anyways. So, picking on to that problem also, I also realized the fact that in real estate, I mean, let me club architecture, builders, interior designer all under one umbrella because it actually comes under one umbrella, which is known as real estate. So real estate basically deals with all of these things. Architects are one of the designing core, you can say, part of it. Civil engineers are the functional, or let's say they are more inclined towards the science part. So real estate is what I call. And so the problem that we identified from my first experience was the customer wants to have a ease of knowing things while sitting on his sofa and to get to know about pretty much most of the things that he want to know about the building that he's interested in. So let's say you saw an ad of Lodha or Mangalam, whatsoever is the big builders. You saw an advertisement on a newspaper, and they have a CT. I mean, the call numbers and call to book. So whenever you see those kind of ads, especially from the customer point of view, their ideology, they have pretty much some basic ground checkpoints that they want to know about. The kind of parking, the society, the amenities, the building, the landscape, the greenery, the kind of provision for the sports and everything. These are the basic things. And apart from that, the basic visualization of the space that they're going to actually buy. So these are the checkpoints. So I'm in order to just to see that, they have to move away from their place. They have to travel to that zone and just to see a building which is getting constructed. So they are far away from the thought of what they are going to actually stay in. Plus, we as an architect, we have this aesthetic sense of making everything so great and amazing. Like a render is over there and a Porsche is going down the lane and someone is walking that dog,
Yeah.
and you think the customer will acknowledge that and will understand, oh ho, yehi to swarg hai mera. I mean, that's not going to happen at the end of the day.
Yeah.
तो क्योंकि वो उनका पेन पॉइंट नहीं सॉल्व कर रहा है अब द वो
Yeah.
अब जो आपने कॉल किया, लेट्स से आई एम an interested client and I called you, so it is also easier for you to convert me because जो चेक पॉइंट्स थी वो तो पहले ही रिजॉल्व हो गए. अब उनको ऑन ग्राउंड बस देखना है कि हाँ क्या चीजें हैं और क्या प्राइसिंग है, नेगोशिएशन क्या है. तो अब कंप्लीटली उन लोगों ने 60% ऑफ काम जो था आपका उस न्यूज़पेपर से ही खत्म कर दिया.
Yeah.
So, ऐसी मार्केटिंग स्ट्रक्चर्स को हम लोगों को इंट्रोड्यूस करना चाहिए मतलब आर्किटेक्चर में, बिकॉज रियल एस्टेट और आर्किटेक्चर में मार्केटिंग एंड एडवर्टाइजिंग ये अभी भी कहीं ना कहीं लैकिंग है. हमने ब्रोशर और न्यूज़पेपर पे ही पड़े हुए हैं या फिर आप
Yeah.
ये भेज दे. बट अगेन वो रेंडर इमेज देख के चलो ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा यू विल सेंड अ वॉक थ्रू, बट वॉक थ्रू इज अगेन a 2D imagery of things flowing into it. कस्टमर उसको एक्सपीरियंस नहीं कर सकता. अगर मैं चाहूँ कि मेरा बिल्डिंग कैसा दिखने वाला है, तो मैं बस न्यूज़पेपर पे अपना फोन को पॉइंट करूंगा, पूरी की पूरी बिल्डिंग खड़ी है, तो वो ज्यादा ही
Yeah.
है मेरी. और उस अभी हम लोग जैसे मैं भी बात कर रहा हूँ, तो मेरी भी क्या आदत हो चुकी है एज एन आर्किटेक्ट, हम लोग अपनी चीजों को एक्सप्लेन करते. वी हैव अ हैबिट ऑफ यूजिंग आवर हैंड्स व्हाइल एक्सप्लेनिंग थिंग्स.
Yeah.
Just imagine this, you are on the phone. How do you expect the client to understand कि जो फसाड डिजाइन किया है उसमें चीजें ऐसे जा रही है, ऐसे जा रही है. मैं अभी सामने बोल के तब भी हाथ पिला के बता पा रहा, बट मैं कॉल पे कैसे समझा सकता हूँ आप लोगों को.
True.
तो आपकी जो बालकनी है वो आगे की तरफ एक्सटेंडेड क्यों है, या वो एक्सटेंडेड है तो कैसे है. आई मीन
Yeah.
that is a better choice that we can
Yeah.
take.
Okay. So I think you explained what you're doing and the integration of AR, VR into the marketing that we are experiencing currently, because it's way older, the methods that we used, and it's about time because we'll have gone so far with tech and AI, and even with design we have a bunch of things like computational design, and we have AI integration, analytics of thousand sorts. But somehow we are still in our very essential field, still in our very primitive tools. Okay. So now you uh, found out that there is this gap in the market and you are now working on filling it. So since you've come from a creative or design background, what are your biggest challenges that you faced, and what skills should somebody equip? Like, can you just briefly give us a walkthrough of that?
So the biggest problem, I think, the biggest problem that I faced was I had a project and I did everything, but the kind of awareness that is still lacking among the masses, is the biggest problem that I actually faced, which I learned from the fashion brand that I was establishing. So let's have a quick question around here, okay? So I'll just ask me any 2-3 questions. So what was the first time you have heard of augmented reality?
Augmented reality. I think it was in an episode of Black Mirror. Yeah.
Perfect. So I suppose that was a year or 2 years ago, couple of years ago.
Yeah, a couple of years ago.
So let me ask you another question now. So since how long you have been using Instagram and Snapchat?
More than 10 years, I would say.
So have you ever found yourself using that filter that comes
Yeah.
onto the...
Yes.
So the best part about the whole augmented reality is people have been using things for 10 years now. So that filter is just an example of augmented reality. Because when you put the camera on your face, it's not the real image that is being projected. It's the digital framing which is onto your phone, which is getting projected onto your reality.
Yeah.
So people have been using things, but the only problem is that they're not aware of what they have been using or what they're doing. So the major problem I still face is that I'm unable to make people understand sometimes, like for some of the clients, it's pretty much hard for me to make them understand like how it's real in nature, but again it's intangible as well. I mean that's the reason I said digital experience. So the problem is that the kind of awareness that we have in India is still lacking a bit in the terms of augmented reality and virtual reality. The problem is people have gone crazy about the AI boom, but they are unable to identify the problem over here is AI is, let's make it very simple. AI is equivalent to what software is, and extended reality is equivalent to what a hardware is. So you cannot have any advantage of AI unless and until it's not laced with any digital asset. And the way we are progressing, if you see with the Google, all the big fours, Google, Apple, Meta, they are projecting themselves onto creating these augmented reality glasses, virtual glasses,
Yeah.
digital wearables at the end of the day, which is getting laced up with Claude AI, Gemini. Recently, 3 days back, even Google had its new interventions that they have integrated on the products, right? So all of these are going to happen, but at the end of the day, what we are going to perceive would be from augmented reality and virtual reality only. So
Why do you think, one question that I have now that you've mentioned Google and Apple, so they have developed these gadgets for us to experience AR, VR. Why do you think they're catering to such a premium audience? Because currently, as a normal person, an average person, if I don't necessarily think I do like the concept of AR VR integrating into my either my work or my personal life or entertainment, but I somehow am stopped because of the costing constraint to this technology. Why is this? Is it that expensive in reality?
I'll give you another beautiful anecdote of
Yeah.
this. So, again, another question that I'm shooting to you, so that you, it's a add on to your question. I mean, add on to your question. Abhi. So, what do you think is the ratio of uh, Android versus iPhone users in India?
In India,
Let's
I would s-
let's
yeah,
talk about.
I would say it's like 60-40, 60 being Android and 40 being Apple. That's my understanding.
So most of the people have this false facade about Apple. So if you actually search for it, they are only at max only 5% of iPhone users.
Okay.
90% of them are Android users in India. So that
Okay.
is the huge market difference we have with all those Western countries, well developed countries. So we must have heard of this thing. Whatsoever runs in US today will be captured in India in coming out in 10 years. Right?
Yeah.
So that's how things will be progressing. And that's the kind of problem that we are facing right now. So that's why we are exactly at the right stage from where we can actually pick up the things, so that later on to the time when comes, we don't have that sort of a competition that we have to blend in into it, because that will be a normal thing that will be happening. So when it comes about the gadget also, so that's the major reason why my service is basically based on mobile phone. So it's about the glasses that you have to wear, because as I said, the difference between iPhone users versus Android users is vast, 5% to 95%.
Yeah.
So those gadgets are gonna cost any day 3 times more than what your iPhone does. So now you can imagine the kind of ratio that we'll be falling into. That will be a very premium and I mean, not very class kind of a people who will be able to afford those. That was your question. So that is how augmented reality comes into the play because it's for masses. When you talk about virtual reality, it is something which has to have that headset. Yeah. The best part about augmented reality is your phone is already well developed with augmented reality done on. So I'm gonna make you an example. How? So if you have gone to Amazon, IKEA, even now Zomato, or even Lenskart, let's talk about Lenskart. Lenskart is one of the pioneer in augmented reality in Indo-Overseas. So what we initially started off was with the glasses. You can literally try on the glasses before you buy it.
True.
Yeah. So that is happening through your normal mobile phone. You don't need to have those hefty sci-fi sort of glasses to look cool. I mean, you can do that anyways for me. So, well, if I talk about the users, so as per the report of GSMA, around the world there are 6.85 billion users of mobile phone, and so that is a huge market that we can tap into. Instead of doing a sci-fi robotic glasses, I can easily utilize what is already in your
Do you
pocket.
think is that why these glasses don't do that well? Because they're
So,
yeah.
so it's not they are not doing that well. It's just the flow of the time that what they have launched right now is the future anyways. But you know, adaptation is not adaptation is the part of evolution, but it is not in a snap of a finger. It is a process.
No.
This will be part of our life slowly and steadily with a constant circling of the time and the clock. So if you remember back in 2016, demonetization came into the play, right? So before that, we never even thought of this thing that yeah, I don't need will be doing a payment from my phone. To the point we are today, 10 years from that moment, we any person that you talk to, let's say even a khila wala or sabzi wala, whomsoever you meet, even they have this knowledge. It's not something which was forced upon someone. It was just the technology became the part of your life, right?
Yeah.
So,
Another you can go on. I'll follow.
no, no,
Okay. So one another interesting point that you said that intrigued me was that you can like showcase your clients what the design is and they can then play around with it. So that brings me to my question. Where do you think it's easy or how long do you think it will take for us to make this AR VR interactive in a sense that as designers also we can like just get on that visual environment and just edit it as we go?
so I'll tell you about it. So, first thing is obviously augmented these glasses. I mean, you'll be having the spatial computing system, which you'll be taking into the consideration. We'll be having your glasses and the controllers when we can do the designing and everything. But that is Western right now. It is so much in practice, at least in our industry. I mean, people haven't left CAD. If you go to the normal, for if you talk at Revit, they actually get fired on it. I mean, कि ये समझ नहीं आता हम लोगों पे बट ऑलरेडी वो बिम को ही प्रॉपरली अभी इंटीग्रेट नहीं कर पा रहे तो वी आर तो फार फेच्ड फ्यूचर आई मीन नॉट सॉरी बट या दैट्स दी so but the best part about we as an architectural student or the coming generation, so the best part is India has the largest youth population, right? It is 70 million of the Indian population is Indian youth. So yeah, by the time we are supposed to go into that fragment where we'll be buying our houses, I mean, let's say 5 years or 10 years from now,
Yeah.
at that point of time, technology would have been on that level or the pace where these things would have been a normal part of the life. If you
Yeah.
talk about the current scenario, it would be great if you start learning these things, start slowly integrating in your process and your firm or whatsoever it is, but don't expect too much too quickly.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't expect your clients and customer or your contractor, वो he talks in the local language. उसको अगर मैं बोलूँ हवा में बिल्डिंग आ जाएगी, वो मेरे को हवा में ही पैसे देगी. I mean, ये वो वाला है.
Yeah. I get it.
So, internally, if I talk specifically about India, I think many firms are, advancing themselves into this particular segment, but
Yeah.
it's like 0.5% out of that 100% chunk. तो वो
True.
0.5 100% के ऊपर इफेक्टिव नहीं होगा. अभी बेम को ही मेरे को नहीं लगता है 25-30% ही होंगे जो कि शायद बेम यूज कर रहे हो, जबकि
Yeah.
ऑन दी वर्ल्ड बेम के खुद के गाइडलाइन रूल बुक्स है मोस्टली सारे कंट्रीज में, स्पेशली गल्फ एंड यूएस में अब बेम के रूल्स पे चलती हैं चीजें. इंडिया में अभी उन फॉलो आई डोंट थिंक उतना होता है. लोग कैड से उठ ही नहीं पा रहे. अब तो उसमें हम लोग क्या कर सकते. खासकर मेरे को कॉलेजेस को लेके एक ये चीज हमेशा से रहती है कि आ, वो जो एक बार बार हम लोग को शीट पे इतना प्रेजेंटेशन देना पड़, वो
Yeah.
बीच मेरी जो खर्चा है उससे तो अच्छा है कि मैं एक दिन बना वो चीजें अपनी स्पेक्यूलेट कर सकूं ना हर बार. वाई डू
Yeah.
नीड टू एवरी टाइम फॉर दैट A1 शीट. तो मेरे घर में वो बस पड़ी हुई रहेगी.
It's not sustainable as well. And when we talk about sustainability and architecture all throughout.
That's one of my favorite topic. कि हमने पूरे 5 साल ले दे के ये एक टर्म सीखते हैं सस्टेनेबिलिटी.
Yeah.
हम लोग खुद ही कभी नहीं प्रैक्टिस कर पा. मतलब
Yeah.
तुम शीट्स की बात करो, तुम हर दूसरे दिन शीट 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 शीट. आई मीन
Yeah.
एक तो करेंसी एज अ शीट इतनी देने में बहुत बुरी लगती है. जैसे उस शीट के ऊपर क्रॉस होना, चीजें फटना,
Yeah.
कि डिस्कार्ड. I mean, what kind of sustainability is that we are teaching if we are not even practicing it? So,
True.
this is the kind of solution that can be taken into consideration by students accused. And obviously, it's a coordination of both the management and the students that they need to uh, change and evolve with the time and accept these kind of programs also into the curriculum, where
Yeah.
sustainability has actual ground reality which you can showcase.
Yeah.
And talk about the biotech, biomimicry, or these farms, that green farms or hydroponic, aquaponic, these kind of things. Like, okay, these are good, but these demand experience and some sort of a monetary value to be integrated into it. But for these augmented reality, this is any day you are making a 3D, anyways you are making a plan, anyways you will be carrying your phone. There's no constraint that is stopping you or your management to actually have a better visualization of the project that you are making. I mean, sometimes it's the problem. I mean, the student find themselves because of the jurors and the pressure of the juries, they find themselves not being able to communicate the way they want to about the project that they have been working upon. But visual speaks more than the words. I mean, you believe in what you see rather than
Yeah.
what you hear. So if you take that part, I mean, the person has already generated the whole structure right in front of you without, I mean, making any cost induced into it, even a physical cost. I mean, the sunboards that we tape, the sheet, those brown sheets that we tape. I mean, at the end of the day, it just goes to the store, as you said. It goes to the store, and I mean, at the end of the day, वो रद्दी वाले के पास जाने वाली है.
Yeah.
तो सस्टेनेबिलिटी यहाँ से आती है, बट वही वो इन प्रैक्टिस, so that's why around the circle कि वो चीज़ प्रैक्टिस में आना is a adaptation is a slow process, but it's the key note to evolution. तो हम लोग धीरे धीरे ही इस आई थिंक SPA में आई थिंक यू हैव सम प्रोग्राम्स जिसमें ऑगमेंटेड वर्चुअल रियलिटी courses I won't say, but yeah, you have the freedom to do it, right? Same goes with I think IIT Roorkee. I mean, yeah, now colleges are showing interest into this, but it's a mass uh, scenario that we should be targeting upon, so that उस उनकी क्लाइंट को भी एक आइडिया लगता है कि हाँ भाई ये एक नया टेक है, ऐसे भी बिल्डिंग मेरी दिख सकती है, मेरे रूम पे बैठ के मैं कॉफी पी रहा हूँ अपने सोफा पे और मेरे को अपना बिल्डिंग दिख रहा है, तो आई मीन व्हाट्स रॉन्ग मैन? आई मीन आई डोंट फाइंड एनी प्रॉब्लम विद दैट। तुम भाई अपने ईज में हो, अपने घर पे बैठे हो और अपनी बिल्डिंग देखते हो बनते हो, तो आई मीन उनको नेबर्स को लगता है वो स्केड्यूल उसको देने नहीं वाला हो ना कि आगे अभी 70 दिन का मैंने स्केड्यूल बनाया है, धीरे धीरे वो बिल्डिंग एक्सट्रूड हो रही है, फाउंडेशन लग रहे हैं और सारी चीजें बन रही हैं। वो देख के मेरे को नहीं लगता है कि कस्टमर पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से कोई इंटरेस्ट आने वाला है उनको। बट हाँ, अपनी रूम को ऐसे बार बार गोल गोल घुमाना, उसमें वॉक थ्रू करते हुए कहीं दूसरे रूम में चले जाना, आई मीन they already know their space before they started living on it. I mean, that is the kind of happiness that you can inculcate on the customer side.
Okay, cool. I think I would want to leave the viewers with that note. But one last question, like this is you have to be like direct. You don't get to be diplomatic on this. Will AI replace architecture? This is like the hot topic we like talking about. Yeah.
Architecture as in profession or
A profession. Like there is this debate going on that oh AI will be doing everything. Yeah.
I'll give you an anecdote on this. So, see, AI won't replace architecture. It's an add-on. See, who is primitive and orthodox in nature, they can't exist. ये अभी तुम कहते नहीं हुआ लोग बहुत आगे की जात को जा समझो इस चीज को, मतलब एक क्रोनोलॉजी है। अभी पहले ड्राफ्टिंग टूल था, उससे एक जनरेशन निकली है, निकलते निकलते वो कैड पे पहुंची, तो उस समय कैड एक्सेप्टेबल था। अभी दिस पॉइंट पे एक्सेप्टेबल है, बिम एक्सेप्टेबल नहीं है। और ये को लगता है कि नया टेक आ रहा है वो खाते जाएगी हनौरी। ऐसा नहीं होता है कि वो खाते जाएंगी आपकी चीजें। अगर आप टाइम के साथ लर्न नहीं करोगे तो ऑब्वियस बात है कि वो आपका लॉस है। आर्किटेक्चर में आई सी द ओनली पोटेंशियल इज AI with AR, I mean augmented reality, virtual reality. Because as an architect, I personally feel we have this gift of pre-visualization. ठीक है, pre-visualization को अगर मैं एक रंग रूप दे रहा हूँ विदाउट एक पैसा खर्च किए हुए, तो आई थिंक दैट इज द काइंड ऑफ विन सिचुएशन विच विल बी क्रिएटेड विद AI एंड AR. आई मीन ऑब्वियसली बात है, मेरे को अगर मंडेन टास्क है कि मेरे को सारे डोर्स की स्केड्यूलिंग करनी है, विंडोज की स्केड्यूलिंग करनी है, मैं बैठ के एक एक चीज को करूँ, तो उससे बेटर है मैं एक प्रॉम्प्ट दे दूँ जिसमें वो चीज वो कर दे। चाहे कंप्यूटेशनल डिजाइन है, पैरामेट्रिक की भी बात करें, तो इफ आई हैव अ रेफरेंस इमेज फ्रॉम ज़हा अरीब का डिजाइन, आई वांट टू रिक्रिएट समथिंग आउट ऑफ इट, तो वो मेरे लॉन्ग प्रोसेस को मेरे को बचा दिया ना। हम लोग कब तक इस चीज पे गर्व करते रहेंगे कि हम आर्किटेक्ट हैं, हम सोते ही नहीं। आई मीन आई नीड स्लीप।
Yeah. That's
AI is something which will blend into it and will help me have a good health, at least in my college life also. कोई भी, I mean, I don't know about you, but मैंने इन जनरल किसी भी आर्किटेक्ट स्टूडेंट से नहीं सुना है कि वो 5 साल सोया है आराम से, कि इतना sleep deprived नाइट, और वी एक्चुअली टेक अ प्राउड ऑन इट कि हाँ हमको जग सकते हैं, आंख ऐसे खोल के जा सकते हैं। आई मीन वो सही चीज नहीं है एट द एंड ऑफ द डे।
I agree with that.
AI is something which is going to be a catalyst to what you have been learning all these while. So ठीक है यार, वो डर होता है, नया नया चीज जब भी मार्केट में आता है लोगों में एक मतलब एक वो होता है, स्पेक्टेकुलेशन होता है कि हाँ ये तो खत्म कर देगा, ये हो जाएगा, वो हो जाएगा.
Yeah, the conversations that I see generally on social media is, yeah, you have to have to learn or maybe just keep on top of things, otherwise you will get replaced. But like you said, I think that is like a very far-fetched reality, because especially in India, where a country where हम तो अभी इतने साल पुराने ट्रेडिशंस नहीं छोड़े, हम अपनी रेगुलर प्रैक्टिसेस से जनरली वी डोंट रियली स्विच दैट फास्ट. एंड आई फील AI can only like culminate whatever it knows and present something to you. The fresh reality of things is always up to you as a designer only. So yeah.
No, I mean, वही है, एआई रिप्लेस करने के लिए नहीं आया है. मेरा यही रिकमेंडेशन रहेगा कि while working on things, start to learn coding. बहुत इतना कोडिंग सीखने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. बेसिक कोडिंग, जैसे हम कंप्यूटेशनल डिजाइनिंग भी करते हैं, तो उसमें भी नेरलेस ग्रास लोग कोडिंग करते हैं. एक नोशन थोड़े अलग है, बट हाँ कोडिंग करते हैं. सो थोड़ा बहुत कोडिंग्स अगर सीखते हो आप, तो वो एक एड ऑन ही करेगा. मतलब हम लोग कब तक वो दुबई की और यूएसए की बिल्डिंग्स देख के कि इनके जो पैरामेट्रिक या कंप्यूटेशनल वर्क डिजाइनिंग्स है, उसको बस हम लोग लिंक्डइन पे देखते रह के ही खुश होंगे. हम लोग को भी खुद से बनाना है, तो वी हैव टू बी अपार्ट, आई मीन एट पार विद देम, राइट? एंड कोडिंग इज समथिंग व्हिच हाँ हम लोगों को सीखनी चाहिए. स्पेशली यूनिटी, अनरियल इंजन, वुफोरिया, ये कुछ जैसे हम लोगों का 3ds मैक्स है, रविट है. सो दीज आर दी सॉफ्टवेयर जो आई थिंक लोगों को ट्राई करनी चाहिए. आई मीन अब तो खैर एआई इतना आ चुका है, तो कुछ नहीं, तो ऐसे एआई टूल्स खोजो जो कि इन चीज़ों को थोड़ा जल्दी बनाता है. थिंक कूला, अगर तुमने सुना हो, आई एम नॉट श्योर. ये कूला एआई 360 व्यूअर वेबसाइट, जिसमें ऑल यू नीड टू डू इज कि लुमियन से ऑक्यूलस इमेजेस को, 360 इमेजेस को वहाँ पे पुट करो, और वो तुम्हारी पूरे रूम का वो एक एक्चुअल इंटरैक्टिव व्यू बना के दे देगा. आई मीन थोड़ा एक्सप्लोर करना चाहिए लोगों को.
Awesome. Cool. All right. So thank you. Thank you so much for this very informative and I think very deeply insightful conversation. I personally got to know a lot more about AR VR. I remember initially reaching out to you and I was a little clueless about the whole process, but I think now I have a pretty clear understanding of what's happening. So thank you for that.
More than happy that I was able to impart the knowledge I had.
Awesome. Yeah.
So during the whole course, I think I was able to justify the fact that I'm not actually an architect, but yes, the fun fact is, हम लोग के नाम के आगे जब लाइसेंस मिलने के बाद AR लगता है.
AR.
ना उसके दे ये नाम के आगे जो AR है, वो ऑग्यूमेंट रियलिटी हो चुका है other than architect. या फिर मैं AI
Well, I think
Yeah.
that's very interesting.
That's the including note that I gave. So
Yeah. Okay. So, if any of our viewers ever want to know more about AR, VR, or maybe just starting out, or I would encourage them to reach out to you and personally speak to you in case they're interested. I want to know more.
we have this program also running for students. That is basically 3 months training and learning program.
Okay.
Awesome. Which provide the whole training of augmented reality and virtual reality across industries. It's not just architecture. If you're a product designer, platform designer, anything. So you can come on board with us. You can actually do things live on the projects.
Where can they reach out to you? Can you shout out your website or anything else that you want?
That you guys have to reach on to the jobs and career portal of our website. That will be on mayavarta.io. So you can reach out, you can drop your forms and you can drop your mail over there. And yeah, I mean, training and internship is something that, anyways, I want to impart to
Yeah.
you people at the end of it, because the more the awareness the people are, the more is going to add on to my business only. So yeah,
Awesome.
that's a
Cool.
I think, but yes, that's the fact.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for inviting me and thank you for this amazing session of yours. We are great podcaster. So kudos to you as well. Kudos to your team. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. All right.
Bye.
Bye.